Salam alaikum, shalom, grüß Gott, bonjour, privet, dobar dan, and welcome to this video. In this one, I will talk about these two amps, the ARCAM SA20 and the ELAC Discovery Series, the DS-A101-G. Now, at first glance, the differences are obvious. This is a classic amp, and this is something new, a streaming amplifier. Now, this has a fantastic DAC built into it. This, in my opinion, has a very good DAC too, but I don't know which one it is. This has the ESS 9038K2M. When it comes to the sonic performance, these two sound really different and make the ELAC VELA sound very different. At first, this has 150 watts into 4 ohms, and this has 80 watts into 4 ohms. I couldn't find a rating for this 8 ohm power. I have no idea. And I guess that's okay with ELAC, because most of their new speakers are 4 ohm speakers. That's why I guess that's why they only give us the rating for 4 ohms. And this has 90 watts into 8 ohms. Now, like I told you in my other videos, this is a very lively sounding amp. It has a full-bodied upper bass, a crystal clear mid-range, and a sweet top end. Whereas this one, the amp from ELAC, is more linear. But now when it comes to things like, and when I say transparency, I often think about things like instrument separation and the depth of the soundstage. Now, when it comes to all these audiophile things, the ARCAM amp excels. It is better in all these audiophile things like instrument separation, soundstage layering when it comes to the depth of the soundstage. It has a wider soundstage too. But I want to emphasize how good this amp, the ELAC DS-A101, sounds with ELAC speakers. I was really surprised because it is snappy, it has bass, and how can this make the ELACs produce so much bass? Now, it sounds, and that was my next surprise, good at low volumes. Now, it doesn't sound as good as the ARCAM. The ARCAM and its Class G typology sounds amazing at low volumes. The ELAC sounds, the amp makes the speakers sound really good, but not as amazing as the ARCAM does. The ARCAM can compete with an amp like the Cambridge 851A, and that has a lot of more power and a much bigger power supply, and still the ARCAM can compete at low volumes. So there is one thing I like, and when it comes to the reproduction of voices, I think the ELAC amp comes really close to much bigger and more expensive amps. So that's the mid-range, right? I think ELAC nailed it when it comes to the mid-range. And you know, they can tune it with their own speakers, and they did, obviously. So and I know this is ELAC US, right? Something like that. If I'm not mistaken, the app for the ELAC amp is made by a Canadian team, by a Canadian software company, and it works fine. And it is not flawless yet, but it is very close to being flawless. So that might surprise you, but I will keep the ELAC, and that is due to its look. I love its look, its footprint, and I decided to go and turn my back on not streaming amps. So I would have to buy the SA30. But in my opinion, there's no point in buying the SA30, because if you have a small streamer, something like the Weem player, or something from Airlino, or this new Argon Audio Solo, or the new Prime Omnia WR1. There are so many streamers out there, and you can use the built-in DAC of this and have an amazing sound, an amazing performance. And speaking about the sound, like I told in my other video, there is a tiny but audible amount of hiss coming from the tweeter when you use the ELAC amp. And I told you a lot of things, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things I tried to make it disappear, but that doesn't happen with the ARCAM. The ARCAM, you can turn up the volume to maximum and you barely hear something from the tweeter when no music is there. Now, so I guess something is built on a higher standard within the ARCAM. The ARCAM costs about 1,200 euros, about, right? Sometimes you can get it for 1,100, sometimes for 1,300 euros, and the ELAC costs 900 euros. And again, you know what I think about prices. You can get it cheaper. If you do something wrong, you can also pay more than that, but you can ask your retailer for a better price. So, at loud volumes, the ARCAM sounds better. It controls the woofer better, in my opinion. And but again, the ELAC amp sounds so good with this speaker. There are some songs I thought, or I said to myself, man, this is it. So I don't need more than this. And when I say it is not about appreciation, it is about enjoyment. I really enjoy the sound of the ELAC. It is not good enough or something like that. It is really amazing, because we know the most important thing is the room and the speaker. And the speaker is a very fine sounding speaker. I think there are so many good reviews. If you have the chance, listen for yourself, and if you have the chance, listen at home, because my first experience with the ELAC was in a shopping mall or something like that, Mediamarkt, and they didn't impress me at all. And having them at home is crazy. It is just like it is a complete other speaker. So I guess that is the same with audio shows. A speaker can sound fantastic there and just normal at home. And it is the other way around with the ELAC. I didn't like them elsewhere, and I love them at home. So, if you have any question, just ask me. If you have the chance, listen for yourself. Don't judge gear, a speaker or an amp or a streamer or whatever by its review. If you have the chance, listen for yourself. And that is it. If you have a question, just write it down. I will answer within a few minutes or hours. And this is it. If you want to know more about these two, watch the video I did or other guys did about it. I made a video about the ARCAM. I made a video about the ELAC. With the ELAC, I will talk more about the app and all its possibilities. And in my video about the ARCAM, I talked more about the sound. So, have a nice day or night whenever you watch this, and please keep peace in the middle of your mind. So, see you in the next video. Bye bye.